are all looking for adventure. We are all looking for adventure.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Marriage Adventure Podcast, where we help reconnect couples to Jesus and to each other. We're your hosts, Daniel and Bonnie Hoover.
So glad you're with us, and today's episode hits right at the heart of something so many couples are feeling, especially if life's gotten busy, routine, or just a little bit disconnected.
Yeah, and we're asking a big question today. Does your marriage actually have a purpose?
That is big.
And yeah, I have a lot of couples in counseling situations that they'll just say, it's just like we don't know why we're here. It's like we don't have a purpose. And so if you've ever felt like that and you're just surviving the week instead of living on mission together, then this is going to be a episode that you'll really enjoy.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about drifting and purpose and happiness, and really the whole idea here is, what is the reason God designed your marriage? I mean, it's got to be more than just maintenance and you know, buying the house and doing all the things and going through the motions.
That's right. So grab a cup of coffee, or if you're driving, don't grab a cup of coffee. Just keep driving, but lean in and let's jump in.
Yep.
So we love to kayak, and we used to kayak a lot more. Our kids are teenagers now; they have their lives. But I think when we have our empty nest years, I think we'll get back to kayaking.
I think so.
Right? And so, but when the kids were little, I'll never forget. We'd go kayaking, and we do like lake kayaking. We don't do like river kayaking, rapids or anything. So we're on the lake, and we would always kayak and paddle over to like one of the little islands on the lake. Mm-hmm. And when the kids were little, we called it Alien Island because aliens had landed there.
Of course.
And there was a lot of alien poop on the island, which also
Goose
known
poop.
as goose poop.
Yeah.
And so we would go over there and we'd like shoot aliens, and then we'd have our lunch because once they're all dead, we had to celebrate. And then we'd get in our kayaks and paddle back to the campground.
Those were good times.
They were really good times. And so I'll never forget, though, one time we paddled over there, had our lunch, and in the middle of the lunch, this massive storm cloud comes up. And it starts raining, and the wind's kicking up, and we're like, we should probably go. Yeah. The problem was it was like a 30-minute kayak trip over there. Yeah. And so we get in our kayaks, and we're all four in different kayaks, and so the wind is blowing, and before I realize it, you know, we're drifting halfway across the lake from each other, and the wind's just blowing us off course, and we're just drifting and apart from each other. Now, luckily, some wonderful person at the campground across the way saw this, and they got in their boat and came and rescued us.
Oh, yeah.
But that happens so often in marriage, and sometimes it happens when storms come. Sometimes it's not. It's just a gentle breeze of life, and you slowly drift apart. But in marriage, drift happens, and without rebellion, but it's when we really stop being intentional, you know. So if you don't know the why behind your marriage, then you're always going to drift from who you're meant to be.
If you and your spouse are longing to grow deeper in your relationship with the Lord and each other, try one of our at-home signature courses. These step-by-step courses will help you to reset, realign, and rekindle your marriage with Christ at the center. You'll get clear teaching, practical exercises, downloadable couples guides, and tools you can use this week, plus options to learn at your pace or together over a weekend. You can enroll in a course that fits you. Simply go to themarriageadventure.com/courses. So today we're talking about something that I don't know that everybody seems to want to ask themselves. I don't know that they even think to ask this, but the question we're asking today is, does your marriage have a purpose? And that's a big question, because I think a lot of times we just get married and we go through life, and I don't know that we really had any purpose other than the purpose of being together.
I think one purpose people set out for is to be happy. You know? Yeah. And which, listen, who doesn't want to be happy, right? Don't sign me up for bad. I want to be signed up for happy. But is happiness a good enough purpose or mission for your marriage, right?
No, well, because happiness can change on circumstances.
Sure can.
And, I mean, you might be happy for a while, but, I mean, you can't stay there. It's not realistic.
No. So let's talk about the differences between a happy marriage and a purposeful one.
Mm.
So happiness is good, but it's not the goal. Happiness is a byproduct,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, if there's not going to be some happiness there, I don't know if anybody signed up for it.
Right.
But
Mhm. So it's funny. I was watching in the mornings when I work out. Sometimes I'll watch a news segment or something like that. But there's just so much not happy in the world,
yeah.
and so sometimes I'll throw on a sitcom. And this morning I throw on Andy Griffith because I love Andy Griffith,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's always just fun and mindless and kind of sets your day on the right way when you're working out and all that. So anyway, so in this particular episode this morning of the Andy Griffith Show, Howard Sprague, who was like the town clerk or something,
Yeah.
he's very organized and very, methodical. And he had just gotten bored with his life. And so he's watching this TV show, this documentary type show or travel vlog or something about the Caribbean islands and how beautiful it is. And he gets this idea of like, he's in this humdrum job. He said, I just want to leave my life and go move there. So he does, and he moves to the Caribbean islands. And so he's on this little 4 mile by 4 mile island, and he's like, he gets there, and he's like, oh, this is great. And then everything he wanted to do on that island, he like did in the first day. And so day 2 comes, and he's like, I'll try this again. And like after a couple of days, he just finds himself bored. And then he looks around and he sees the islanders, the people, and there's a bunch of people that have moved from the States there, and they're all kind of the same way. They're all purposeless and bored, and they just, life has no meaning there. After a minute, all the happy of
It's
the
worn
beautiful
off.
water and the carefree life has worn off. And so he moves back to Mayberry and takes his job because it had purpose, it had meaning, it had community.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about that as we were coming into this podcast. I was like, man, what a great little example that sometimes we look at those other things that seem to bring happiness, and it really doesn't. It
No.
looks happy. Vacation's good, but I couldn't live on vacation.
No.
There's no purpose or meaning in that. It's a
good rest.
Vacation's a great rest, but we have to have purpose, right?
Yeah. So I think purpose, in your marriage, I think it's asking the question, and this is a crazy question, but why did God put us together? I mean, why are we in this marriage beyond just wanting happiness? And I think Genesis 1:28, God kind of, let's talk about marriage in general. God said to them, he said, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the heavens and over every living thing that moves on the earth. So when God created Adam and Eve, he gave them a purpose, and he gave them a mission, and he said, look, here's a job for y'all to do. It's not just, live in bliss and just eat fruit and walk around naked in the garden, and as great as that sounds.
That's vacation.
Right, that's vacation. But he gave them something to do. He gave them a purpose that they needed to accomplish together.
Yeah, there's a lot of purpose and a lot of meaning in subduing the earth, right, and having dominion.
That's having a job.
over it. That's having a job. And Ephesians 2:10 tells us, it says, we're God's handiwork. We were created in Christ Jesus for what? Good works, and which God has already prepared for us to do. So we don't really have to go seeking out that mission. We just got to
get on God's page.
Seek out the Lord. It's kind of like with Colby. Colby's 14, and at 14 you start thinking about, man, what am I going to do with my life? My
I don't know that
career.
a lot of 14-year-olds are thinking that.
Maybe not, but you're entering that high school. I think that was what kind of got his mind there. Is he's in high school now, and he's asking that question. What's life gonna hold? And he's like, God, Dad, I need to figure out what I want to do. And I told him, I said, buddy, here's the thing. God already has planned out what you're going to do. It's not your job to figure out what you want to do. Your job is to get in the face of Jesus and listen for his voice to guide you to that. And so that's true for our marriage too.
Yep. And so I think it's that idea that what is it that God's wanting, if you look around you where he's placed you and planned you, what is it that God's wanting to accomplish through you? and through your spouse if you're living on his mission.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah. Well, I think we have to look, first of all, what it doesn't look like. And I think this is what so many couples feel, is that we're just drifting.
Mm-hmm.
We're just kind of drifting through life. All right, okay, we got the house, check. Well, first we got married, check. We got the house, or at least the rental house, check. We got the car, okay, check. We got the all the payments, check. Kids, up, check. Right, we got that. Oh, well, now we have to get involved in all this extracurricular stuff, check. Right. Yeah. So, but is that really the point of it all? And so couples, a lot of times, even though they have a lot of stuff, even though they're very busy, a lot of commitments, they're just kind of drifting because there's not a point and mission to it all. It's got to be bigger than just that.
They might be still like functioning together, but they're not really moving together. They're like functioning, and they've got their divide and conquer, and maybe they don't have a common goal. Maybe they are, accomplishing stuff together, but they haven't even thought about the fact that they are.
Right. Yeah. Well, Hebrews 2:1 tells us, it says we must pay the most careful attention. All right. So think about that. Pay careful attention. That's the opposite of distraction, which is the society we live in. Because pay careful attention to what we have heard so that we do not drift away. And so this verse is talking about being attentive to the gospel message.
And not drifting from Christ.
And not drifting spiritually, drifting from Christ. But this same thing, I think it plays into our lives and our relationships and our marriage on mission, is that we must pay careful attention to the heart of God concerning our marriage relationship and our mission, so that we just don't drift aimlessly through life.
I kind of get that idea or that thought pops into my head of, like, when we go to the beach and we're out in the water and you're playing and you're just doing your own thing, and the current just kind of carries you. Yeah. And then you look up and you're like, wait, where's my stuff? I don't know. Yeah. And it wasn't that you're doing anything bad or that you're intentionally moving away from it, but it's just the current of life can carry you sometimes and your spouse away from where God has you. If you're not paying attention, you're just going to go with whatever current in life is drifting you toward. Yeah,
exactly. And so you had asked earlier, what does mission bring, or in your marriage and your life? And it brings meaning. So how does purpose and mission bring meaning to your marriage and to your life?
Well, first, I think it kind of, you're going to get in life, and there are going to be things that you're just going through the motions in, and it feels mundane. You got to pay the bills, you got to go to work, you got to do the things. But I think having mission reframes those mundane things, and it helps you kind of stabilize when you are in storms. You're still going to be raising the kids, you're still going to be going to work and doing the job, but
laundry still happens.
It has to, yes. But it brings some purpose and some meaning to that stuff. Like, we were talking earlier about just like even getting in the car. I was telling you earlier that, Colby's got to be taken a lot of different places. And I did that a lot for Josie before she got her driver's license. And I found a lot of purpose and meaning in those car conversations with her. And now I'm starting to have that alone time with Colby in the car. And those car rides can have some meaning and not just, I got to get you from here to there, if you're on purpose with it and my mission is to invest in this child. Yeah. And how can I direct those conversations?
Those when you bring mission and purpose to those mundane times with your kids, that's where you're building the man. Yeah. Right? That's where Colby as a 20, 30, 40-year-old man is going to be built in those times. And the same with your daughters, right? That's where you build the godly woman. And so mission brings purpose to all those mundane, seemingly mundane things, And so Ecclesiastes 4:19 tells us that we should do this as a couple because two are better than one, and they have a good reward for their toil. Isn't that great? There's going to be a reward for the laundry we're doing and the meals you're cooking and all the running around. Yeah. And because if one falls, the other will lift up. It says his fellow, right? If your spouse falls, you lift him up. But woe to him who's alone, for he falls, he doesn't have another to lift him up. And so what this is just saying is that in marriage, you can link arms, lock eyes with Jesus, link arms with each other, and accomplish this mission together.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just raising kids and getting in society. And in the next few weeks, this is the first of a 3-part series, we're going to be talking about how that can really impact not just your kids, but the whole entire world around you, and how powerful it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, if today stirred something in your heart, maybe you realized you've been drifting a little bit, or maybe you're longing for that deeper sense of mission, then you're probably not alone in this. I can tell you right now, you're not alone in this.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is just the beginning, because purpose, it's not just a concept. I mean, it's actually something you can discover and walk out daily as a couple.
So next week, we're going to continue to dive into this topic of living on mission in the new year.
Yep. So in the meantime, if you want to take a deeper step, click on the link below in the show notes, or go to themarriageadventure.com and grab our free Marriage on Mission blueprint. And you're going to find that to be really, really helpful and a great resource for you.
And make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss the next one.
That's right. And so as always, thanks for joining us on this journey. And your marriage is an adventure, so let's live it on purpose.
We'll see you next time.
We are all